Hello everyone and welcome back to Brink of Speed. I hope you enjoyed that little short video of the Accelerate Yellow C8 Corvette. But today we are going to talk about 4 different things, but the most important being that there are leaked photos of the new 2021 C8 Z06 Corvette steering wheel. So guys, I'm super excited to talk about this new Z06 Corvette steering wheel that just was leaked. But before we do so, I wanted to just bring up the Brink of Speed store again. I wanted to let everybody know that I'm really grateful for all of the purchases that have happened so far. And I really challenge those who haven't bought one to get on the online store and go ahead and make a purchase. As you know, we're doing a lung cancer research month for the whole month of November. And if we hit 500 units sold, we are going to be giving back $4 to lung cancer research, which is a big deal. That would be $2,000 to that research. And there's something new with the online Brink of Speed store now. For $50 or more purchased on the Brink of Speed store, we now have free shipping. So make certain that you look in the description below this video for the link, or in the very first comment under the video, there will be a Brink of Speed online store link there. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about this new Z06 C8 Corvette wheel that was leaked. Now, there's a lot of similarities here between the regular C8 wheel and this Z06 wheel, but as you can see here, and it's a little bit blurry, but you can definitely see that the bottom stamped part of this wheel says Z06 on it. And you can also see that the entire lower section is carbon fiber and the entire upper section is carbon fiber. And it seems to me that the bolsters on the left and right hand side are a little bit more aggressive than the normal base model C8 steering wheel. Now, as far as everything else goes, looking at this picture here, it looks very similar to the normal C8 steering wheel. There might be a couple of different options on this wheel, but you really can't tell because of how blurry this picture is. So the other thing that I wanted to discuss with you about the C8 Z06 steering wheel is, what does this mean? Why is GM already producing this steering wheel? Well, obviously this shows that GM is dead serious about producing the other models in the C8 lineup very quickly. And we already know that this Z06 is going to come out probably most likely in 2021 and the early part of 2021, probably around March or April. And one of my subscribers pointed out something to me that's really impressive, and that is that they have been testing the Z06 at the Nürburgring for quite a while. As he most clearly pointed out, if you go to a channel called Car Spotter Jerome and go to 2020 C8 Corvette Spy Testing hard at the Nürburgring track, at the 4-minute and 2-second mark, you're going to hear a supercharger whine coming from the C8 Corvette. This is something I've never heard. So this is pretty interesting stuff. Make sure you go and check that video out, and I will put a link to that video in my description below. So next, we are going to go to an interior picture that someone sketched and actually shows what they think is what the Z06 steering wheel is going to look like and the entire interior is going to look like. So let's concentrate on the steering wheel first though, because I see a couple of things that are a little bit different. Number one, if you look on the right side and the left side, there are red color dials there. Now on the C8, it has dials there, but they aren't color red. So I'm not sure, what those do, if they're going to be very similar to the C8's function or if they do something different. But my favorite thing about this steering wheel, if you look right in the center, right below the Corvette flag there, you will see that looks like a red start button. And that's something that's pretty popular nowadays for supercars and exotic cars to do, is put the start button right on the steering wheel. And so that would be a really nice add to the function of the steering wheel. It would make it a lot more exotic looking than just the normal C8 steering wheel. Now, moving on, we're going to talk about this interior, because obviously you see carbon fiber everywhere in this interior, and rightly so. This is a Z06 interior. And if you look at the top, where the heads-up display is, it looks a little bit different, and around to the right and the left look a little bit different. The other couple of things that I noticed that are different about this interior are that the infotainment center seems to have a dial on the right side of it, and that's something new. I'm not sure what that would be for. But my favorite part about this new interior is when you look at the center cluster gauge, you see a track on the right side of what looks to be the RPM gauge. And that is a racetrack. And that means that this car is going to have some more technology in it for going to the racetrack than even the C8 has, or even the C7 Z01 and Z06. Now, here's something else that I noticed that's really interesting that I haven't seen anyone else point out, and that is, for some reason, they used a C7 logo in the middle of this steering wheel. That is definitely not a C8 logo. So I'm not sure why they did that, because obviously the C8 logo is readily available. They could use that. I'm not sure why they didn't. It doesn't really make any sense to me, but I thought I'd point that out. So far we have the C8 Z06 steering wheel, and I'd like to hear what your comments are about that in the comment section below. And now I'd like to hear what your comments would be about this new interior. Now, moving on, we're going to the third subject, and that is Accelerate Yellow, which you saw in the very beginning of this video, was released today by the Corvette Museum on their Instagram page. And it's just a quick video of it driving past, as you can see. So I'd like to get your feedback and comments on that. If you like that color, what you think about it. If you're considering that color, let me know in the comments below. Now, last but not least, we are going to talk about MotorTrend's screw up. Okay, so as you can see here, I'm right on MotorTrend's page. And I want to show you, obviously, C8 Corvette dyno test follow-up, what really happened, okay? So let's go ahead and scroll down here, and I will show you. I'm going to read a little bit of this. It says, during its last day in our care, we put the C8 Corvette on a dynometer and got some eye-popping results. It was a Mustang dyno we've used in the past that has generally provided reasonable results, and which provided thoroughly believable numbers on a 2020 Ram 2500 with a Cummins later that same day. We had lots of trouble believing the numbers produced during this test, however, and so our bottom line was, one thing we know for certain: the 2020 C8 Corvette, provided for all of our testing, produces more power than what Chevy claims. Many of you have also written in to express your own reservations. We've remained silent while conducting a thorough investigation, which is now complete. What we've learned is that our dyno operator selected two settings that were incorrect. One is a key parameter that had yet to be released for the C8, and so was estimated from C7 data. That is road load horsepower at 50 miles an hour. This factor incorporates friction and aero drag, and it can be measured empirically by conducting coast down test. But because dyno testing the C8 was a last minute fill in to our schedule when real MPG testing provided impossible, on our last day with the C8, we had no opportunity to measure it. The dyno operators used 12.6, and guys, let me know in the comments below what that even means, when Chevrolet has informed us that the correct factor for our Z51 should have been 15.4. Again, let me know what that means. But the bigger boo-boo was the dynometer was also set to assume all-wheel drive. These two factors conspired to make the dyno believe the Corvette's powertrain was overcoming way more inertia than it really was, which led to the inflated results. Sadly, there's apparently no way to virtually rerun the test in the computer with correct parameters, so we simply must get another C8 back and run the test again. Okay, I have a question for you guys. Does this make MotorTrend lose credibility in your eyes? Or do you kind of consider this as, you know what, we're all human, we make mistakes. Obviously, this is a really big mistake, but at least they're willing to come back and admit what they did and how they need to fix it next time they do this. I do know that they tried to do some what are called road dyno testing on the car, which you can do with a drag strip. You can actually road test it and come up with pretty close numbers of what this car should be producing, just off of how much the car weighs, the acceleration and all the gears, what the top speed was, how fast it got there, all of those parameters. And they talked about horsepower after that. I'm not even going to get into that because I don't want to know until they get this car back on the dyno. But I want to know from you guys if this made MotorTrend lose credibility in your eyes, if you're really not going to listen to what they have to say from now on with this car especially, or if you figure, you know what, everybody makes mistakes, let's see what happens next time they put this car on the dyno. That's the way that I feel. I'm always willing to give people multiple chances, and especially at least a second chance. So let me know in the comments below what you think about that. Also, let me know what you think about this entire video. I wanted to get you guys all of these updates. It's been a while since I've updated this much, so I wanted to get this out to you. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you give me a big thumbs up. Also, if you have not joined the Brink of Speed community, you know I'm always going to be doing C7 Corvette things, C8 Corvette things, get you guys up to date on everything. So make sure you smash that red subscribe and bell notification so that you're notified when my new content comes out. I hope everyone has a wonderful week this week, and I will see you out on the road.